Unknown to most, some of our best storytelling, captivating audiences for generations, merely retells the story of the sun as it passes through the zodiac. Stories that have lasted thousands of years endure because they recount the tales of the planets, whether in Cinderella, Greek mythologies, or other timeless tales. The Lord of the Rings series, an epic tale beloved for decades, is certainly a masterpiece. But did you know its storytelling power is not new? It also tells the story of the sun, planets, and stars, arranging them like a cosmic masterpiece. For this reason, we argue that it's no different from mythology and should be regarded as such. Its stories are educational and carry divine wisdom that, when applied, can elevate the illumination of our souls. For each of us embarks on our own journey following the path of the sun. The Lord of the Rings begins with the main character, Frodo, a lad close to his uncle Bilbo Baggins. This mirrors the theme of the first zodiac constellation, Aries, through which the sun passes yearly. Aries is known as the sun or the child of the zodiac and symbolizes new beginnings. A short detour from this subject leads us to face cards, commonly used in card games, which are designed based on an esoteric deck of cards called tarot. The tarot, in turn, is designed around the planets and the constellations. The tarot card representation Aries is called the Fool, depicting a traveler fresh on their new journey, unaware of what lies ahead. Similarly, Frodo has no idea what's about to unfold. The next constellation on the sun's path is Taurus, the bull or cow. As the largest of domestic animals, Taurus symbolizes abundance, the pleasures of life, and the beauty that can be enjoyed. This is embodied in Frodo living in the Shire and inheriting Bag End. The movie depicts joy and celebration during Bilbo Baggins' 111th birthday, beautifully capturing the essence of the Taurus theme. The next constellation in the path of the sun is Gemini. This constellation of the twins representing the theme of duality and the introduction of evil, Gandalf visits the Shire and investigates the One Ring of Power, which the evil Lord Sauron had crafted, setting the stage for the threat of evil in the story. Following Gemini is the constellation of Cancer, the mother. The first day of Cancer coincides with the summer solstice, the peak of the sun's height. It represents the peace and safety of home. However, after the summer solstice, the power of the sun begins to decline, and the light loses its strength. This aligns with the story of Frodo and his friends as they leave the safety of the Shire, attempting to do the right thing with the One Ring. At this point in the story, everything grows more dire. Next in the sun's path is the constellation Leo, the lion. The lion represents royalty, fame, and attention. Aragorn, known as Strider, the lost royal heir to the throne, makes his way onto the scene to help and protect Frodo and his companions. As Frodo attracts attention from the ring wraiths, who seek the One Ring, they inquire Frodo in the process. Yet Frodo and his companions arrive in Rivendell just in time. Here they seek safety and guidance from the elves. The fame of their arrival draws attention of other races of Middle-earth who gather to see the One Ring. Virgo the Virgin is next in the constellation on the sun's path. It embodies themes of healing, order, and perfection. This is fitting for the elves, who are depicted as seemingly upright and perfect, and who ultimately aid in healing Frodo. Virgo symbolizes organization, reflected in the Council of Races convened to decide the fate of the One Ring. They conclude that the ring is dangerous and evil and must be destroyed to restore the order that Virgo demands. The next constellation in the sun's path is Libra, symbolizing the sun's fall and descent into darkness. Libra represents balance and partnership, fitting for the formation of the Fellowship of the Ring. This fellowship is formed to guide Frodo into the fires of Mount Doom. Libra also represents leaving the last bit of safety and venturing into a wilderness full of danger, which Frodo experiences on his journey. Following Libra is Scorpio, the scorpion, whose power to sting is in its tail, symbolizing betrayal and death. This is reflected in Boromir, a member of the Fellowship who betrays Frodo by trying to take the One Ring from him, and not long after, Boromir meets his demise. Next in the sun's path is Sagittarius, the archer. Right after Boromir's betrayal, he is killed by arrows, fitting Sagittarius' symbol. Sagittarius with its arrows represent the end of good things as gravity pulls the arrow back to the earth. The Fellowship of the Ring falls apart, and only Samwise Gamgee remains with Frodo as they are trailed by the creature Gollum, who seeks the One Ring. The next constellation is Capricorn the goat. initiated by the winter solstice, the darkest day of the year. It symbolizes Sauron, the evil lord, as representing darkness. At this season, the sun begins its ascent back to the light, just as the goat is known to persevere through affliction and to climb the mountain, paralleling Frodo and his remaining companions and their ascent of Mount Doom. At this time, Aragorn and his army confront the evil forces, drawing Sauron's eye towards them. This action relieves Frodo and offers him a small glimmer of hope, despite their sufferings and trials. This embodies the theme of facing darkness head-on, as all the heroes do at the climax of this epic tale. It should be noted that the name Sauron is very reminiscent of Saturn. Saturn is the ruling planet of Capricorn, and just as Saturn is depicted with its iconic rings, Sauron, the Lord of the Rings, is also the most feared force in the story. After climbing the mountain of Capricorn, the sun reaches Aquarius. Aquarius represents friends, social constructs, and rebellion. Frodo rebels against Sam, dismissing him at one point in the story. However, Sam demonstrates his strength of character and true Aquarian friendship by rescuing Frodo from Shelob, the giant spider. Later, Sam rescues Frodo again after Gollum and Frodo battle at the fires of Mount Doom. Gollum embodies the rebellion theme of Aquarius by rebelling and taking the One Ring from Frodo. Furthermore, Aquarius was anciently known to have two streams, one of life-giving water and one of destructive fire. After the One Ring was destroyed, Mount Doom erupted, and fires flowed from the mountain, initiating destruction. Lastly, the sun comes to the constellation Pisces, symbolizing endings and the return to the glory of spring. At one point, the heroes achieve their happily ever after, and a renewed Middle-earth emerges. Aragorn becomes king and takes his rightful place. Sam starts a family, and Frodo sets sail with Gandalf and Bilbo to Valinor, the Undying Lands, a symbol of the Piscean theme of a new heavenly world. Truly, The Lord of the Rings has touched our hearts deeply and profoundly. It tells a cosmic story, establishing itself as a true mythology. But don't lose sight in the fact that our own lives journey through these same themes. We step into situations playing the role of the fool, and later learn from experience. We encounter companions, love, betrayals, and hardships. Remember to persevere as these heroes do. For there are times of darkness, but also times of returning light and joy. Just as this story ends with the return of the king, the sun, our king, always returns.